You don't know how to be happy. And you hate admitting that, even to yourself. You think it makes you feel weak or dramatic or broken in some way you can't explain. And then you have everyone telling you, just be positive. Focus on the good. It's not that bad. You'll smile and nod and pretend to understand. But deep down you're thinking, if it was that easy, don't you think I'd be doing it? You don't know how to be happy. Because somewhere along the way, you learn to survive instead of live. You learn to brace for the worst instead of trust the best. You learn to stay small, quiet, careful, because anything else felt dangerous. And now, even when something good actually happens, you don't know how to let yourself feel it. You're waiting for the catch, for the moment it all falls apart, for the familiar pain to come back. But here's the part you never tell anyone. You want to be happy. More than anything, you want to know what it feels like to breathe without thinking, to laugh without forcing it, to wake up without the heavy pit in your stomach. And you will, one day. Not because everything suddenly gets perfect, but because you're slowly learning how to let yourself exist without expecting the worst. Happiness isn't a switch. It's a skill. And even if you don't know how to be happy yet, you're trying. And trying counts for more than you think. You know, it's crazy how fast we forget that other people grow up in different worlds than we did. We hear someone say something we don't agree with, and our first instinct is to react, not understand. We fire back, we shut down, we label them. But the truth is, most people aren't trying to fight you. They're just trying to be heard. Having opposing opinions don't make someone your enemy. They don't make you stupid or weak. They make you human. It takes zero effort to yell, to cancel, to walk away. But it takes strength to sit there and say, all right, I don't see it the way you do, but I want to understand why you see it that way. I think sometimes we forget that conversation is not a war. It's not about winning. It's about learning where someone else's pain, fears, or beliefs come from. And if we listened, like actually listened, half our arguments would dissolve before they even started. Now, I don't expect you to change your mind. You don't have to agree. But if we could learn to hold two truths at once, your truth and theirs, we'd stop tearing each other apart. Because opposing opinions don't break us. Our ego does. Our inability to sit with discomfort does. Our refusal to see past our own experience does. So the next time you feel that spark of anger, that urge to prove someone wrong, remember this. You can be firm in what you believe and still be open enough to hear someone else's world. That's not weakness. That's growth. That's maturity. That's how we move forward. I apologize too much. For things that aren't my fault. For feelings I wasn't supposed to swallow. For simply existing in a space I already earned my place in. I say sorry like it's a reflex. Like breathing, but heavier. Heavier because every apology I give is really a question. Am I allowed to be here? Am I bothering you? Am I enough for this moment? People think it's politeness, but they don't see the truth behind it. They don't see the kid inside me who learned that being quiet kept the peace. That shrinking kept the room calm. That apologizing made the world a little less angry. So I grew up thinking that everything was my fault. If someone was upset, I must have caused it. If someone walked away, I must have pushed them. If something broke, I must have been because I breathed wrong. But here's what I'm learning now. My existence is not an inconvenience. My emotions are not disruptions. My presence is not something I need to apologize for. I'm allowed to speak. I'm allowed to take up space. I'm allowed to make mistakes without falling apart anytime someone sighs. And maybe I'll still say sorry too much, but healing doesn't happen overnight. But I'm starting to replace it. Sorry, I'm talking too much becomes thank you for listening. Sorry I asked for help becomes I appreciate you being here. Sorry for being me becomes I deserve to exist without fear. This is the part of my life where I learned to stop apologizing for breathing, and I learned that taking up space isn't a crime. I can finally understand that I'm not a burden. I'm a human being, trying, learning, and unlearning. Stress doesn't just weigh on your mind, it changes you. It reshapes the way you think, the way you breathe, the way you move through the world. It takes the version of you that used to feel light and replaces it with someone who's always bracing for the next hit. And people act like it's just stress, it's something you should be able to shake off or sleep away, but they don't see how deeply it digs its claws into you. They don't see the physical toll, the tight chest, the headaches that won't quit, The stomach that twists for no reason, the way your hands shake when you're overwhelmed, the way your heart starts racing, even when you're sitting still. Stress turns your own body into a battlefield, where every muscle is tense and every breath feels borrowed. But the worst part? You start blaming yourself for it. You start thinking you're weak for feeling it so deeply. But you're not weak. You're human. Your body reacts because it's trying to protect you. Your mind spirals because it's trying to keep you safe. Stress changes you, yes, but it doesn't define you. You've survived every day with that weight on your shoulders. You've kept going even when your body begged you to stop. And that is strength. That is resilience. And whether you see it or not, you're still here. And that means you're still fighting. Sometimes the deepest fear isn't failing. It's feeling inadequate. It's that quiet belief that no matter how hard you try, you'll never be enough. Not for others and not even for yourself. And I know that feeling in my bones. It shows up in the moments when you hesitate before speaking because you're convinced someone else will say it better. It shows up when you're surrounded by people who seem more confident, more capable, more put together, and you start questioning every part of yourself. It's the voice whispering that you're behind, that you're lacking something everyone else naturally has, that you're somehow the exception to good enough. But this fear doesn't hit you loud. It hits you quietly. It lives in the comparisons you never admit to making, in the pressure you put on yourself to perform perfectly, just to feel accepted, in the way you shrink your own accomplishments because you never feel like they measure up to someone else's. But here's the truth we forget. Inadequacy is a feeling, not a reality. And feelings can lie. You're not the sum of your insecurities. You're not defined by the moments you question yourself. You're not less just because someone else looks more. Everyone, even the people who look unshakable, have doubted themselves, have worried they don't belong, has wondered if they're enough. You're not alone in this. You're not broken. You're human. You're allowed to learn at your own pace. You're allowed to take up space without having everything figured out. You're allowed to grow without apologizing for the version of you that's still becoming. Being enough has never required perfection. It's about showing up, trying, learning, and choosing not to let the silent fear control your worth. You are not inadequate. You're evolving. And evolution is always enough. It's strange how two choices can feel like two completely different lifetimes. Yet somehow I'm expected to pick one like it's simple. But it's not simple. It's not easy. It's not clean. It feels like standing in the middle of a storm with both hands pulled in opposite directions. One choice softly whispers safety, the familiar, the thing that won't break me. The other, it whispers possibility, growth, maybe even happiness, but with the risk of falling flat on my face. But the worst part is no one can make that choice for me. No one can tell me which version of my future I'm supposed to bet on. I have to choose, and choosing means losing something, no matter what. But the truth is, being torn doesn't mean I'm weak. It means I care. It means both paths matter. It means I'm standing in the middle of something real, something that could change me. So maybe the answer isn't about which decision is right. Maybe it's about which decision lets me become the person I'm trying to be. Which one feels like the kind of pain I'm willing to grow through, instead of the kind I'm just trying to avoid. And until I make that choice, I'm allowed to feel confused. I'm allowed to feel pulled apart. I'm allowed to not have it all figured out. Because being torn means I'm on the edge of becoming something new. And that's terrifying. But it's also the beginning of something powerful. Sometimes I think I've trained myself to look for lies more than I look for love. Like my brain is wired to scan every word, every silence, every tiny shift in someone's voice. Not because I want to catch them, but because I'm terrified of being the last one to know the truth. It's exhausting, constantly dissecting the things people say, trying to read between the lines as if the real meaning is hidden somewhere I can dig it out before it hurts me. You start living like a detective in your own relationships, studying tone, replaying conversations, questioning every smile. Not because you're paranoid, but because betrayal used to come soft, disguising as honesty. And now your body refuses to believe anything at face value. And the worst part, you stop trusting yourself. You don't know if you're uncovering the truth or creating nightmares out of nothing. You don't know if you're protecting your heart or slowly breaking it with your own hands. But that's what happens when you've been lied to enough times. You start hunting for danger long after the threat is gone. You start searching for lies even in the people who never gave you a reason to doubt them. And it's not because you want to, it's because you're scared that if you stop looking, you'll finally feel safe. And safety is the one thing you no longer trust. Sometimes I know I'm overreacting. Not after everything settles, but right in the middle of it. I can feel my emotions rising faster than my logic can catch up. A small comment suddenly feels personal. A tiny inconvenience suddenly feels like a threat. Something minor shifts in my day and my mind goes straight to the worst case scenario, like it's rehearsed it 1,000 times. And the whole time, there's this quiet voice in the back of my head saying, "You're doing it again. Breathe. Slow down." But this moment is already loud. My heartbeat is louder. My fear is the loudest of all. It's not that I want to make everything a big deal. It's not that I enjoy getting overwhelmed. It's just that sometimes my emotions don't know how to stay small. They react before I get a chance to understand what I'm feeling. And then comes the guilt. The part where I replay every word I said, every tone I used, every reaction I wish I could take back. The part where I convince myself I ruined everything or should have known better. But I'm trying to grow out of that. I'm trying to be honest with myself, to say, yes, I overreacted. Yes, I let the moment get bigger than I needed it to be. Not as an apology to the world, but as an acknowledgement to myself. Because awareness is where change starts. Not perfection or pretending I'm always calm. Just being real enough to notice when I get it wrong. So I'm learning to pause, to step back before my mind goes too far, to remind myself that overreacting doesn't make me broken. It makes me human. And every time I catch myself, every time I choose reflection instead of punishment, I'm proving that I'm growing. Even if it's slowly, even if it's messy, even if I don't get it right every time, I'm still trying. And that has to count for something. Why is it so hard just to take a compliment? Because when you spend years convincing yourself you're not enough, anything positive feels like a lie. You hear the words, but they hit a wall. When you build out a doubt, past mistakes, and every moment someone made you feel small. So when someone says, "You're doing great," your mind twists it. When they say, "I'm proud of you," you wonder what they want. And when they say, "You're beautiful," it stings. Because you can't see it, and you don't like being reminded that you don't believe it. Sometimes compliments don't feel like kindness. They feel like pressure. Pressure to live up to something you can't see in yourself. Pressure to not disappoint. Pressure to pretend you agree when all you want to do is disappear. And the worst part? You want to believe them. You really do. But the voice in your head is louder. It tells you they're wrong. It tells you they don't know the real you. It tells you their words are meant for someone better. But here's the truth you forget. People don't compliment illusions. They compliment what they see. And sometimes others can see the parts of you that your pain keeps hidden. You're not broken for struggling to accept kind words. You're learning how to let them in slowly, quietly, one compliment at a time. Because one day, you'll hear a compliment, and instead of fighting it, you'll pause. You'll breathe, and maybe, just maybe, you'll let it feel true. Mornings hit different when your mental health is struggling. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. It's just heavy. You wake up and there's this moment. That tiny second before your brain remembers everything. And then it all comes rushing back. The worries, the sadness, the thoughts you tried to sleep away. It's strange how sunlight can fill a room but not you. How the world starts moving but you stay stuck in the same mental fog you had yesterday. People think mornings are refreshing, but when your mental health is low, they feel like a reset on the same hard level you still haven't figured out. It's waking up already tired, already overwhelmed, already carrying the weight you never put down. But even on those days, especially on those days, getting up is its own kind of strength. You don't need to be full of energy or motivation. Sometimes surviving the morning is enough. Sometimes just opening your eyes is a win you never get credit for. And if your mornings feel like this too, you're not alone. You're doing the best you can with a mind that's still learning how to breathe.